There's someone in your life right now, maybe at school, at work, in your friend group, who seems to win at everything without even trying. They don't panic when things fall apart. They don't beg when people leave. They don't explode when someone disrespects them. They just move through chaos like water flowing around rocks. And while you're lying awake at 3 a.m. replaying arguments, overthinking texts, drowning in feelings you can't control, they're sleeping peacefully because nothing touches them, nothing breaks them, nothing owns them. And here's the terrifying truth nobody wants to admit. They're not lucky. They're not heartless. They've simply discovered something about human psychology that you haven't, a dark operating system that gives them power over every situation, while emotional people like you and me keep handing our power away for free. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how they do it and why you've been losing battles you didn't even know you were fighting. Let's start with the most uncomfortable truth. Emotions are the most expensive currency you spend daily, and you don't even realize you're broke. Every time you react instantly to an insult, every time you let someone's opinion ruin your entire day, every time you make decisions while angry, sad, or desperate, you're paying a tax that emotionless people simply refuse to pay. There's a concept in psychology called emotional reactivity, and studies from Stanford's psychology department show that people with high emotional reactivity make 63% more decisions they later regret, compared to those who've learned to regulate their responses. Think about the last time you sent that angry text you wish you could take back, the last time you quit something in frustration only to realize you overreacted, the last time you said yes to something because you felt guilty and then resented it for months. Those weren't just mistakes. Those were moments where your emotions hijacked your brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for rational thinking, and drove your life straight into a wall while you sat helpless in the passenger seat. Emotionless people aren't actually emotionless. That's the first myth we need to destroy. They feel everything you feel, sometimes even more intensely, but they've built what psychologists call an emotional buffer zone, a gap between stimulus and response where they get to choose how to react rather than being forced into automatic reactions like a puppet on strings. Here's a real scenario. Two people get publicly criticized by their boss in a meeting. Person A immediately gets defensive, their face turns red, they start arguing, making excuses, their voice gets louder, and now everyone in the room remembers them as the person who couldn't handle feedback. Person B sits there, face neutral, maybe even slightly curious. They nod slowly, say, "I appreciate the feedback, let me look into that," and the meeting moves on. Who won? Person B just demonstrated the highest form of power, the power of non-reaction. They didn't give their boss the satisfaction of seeing them rattled. They didn't burn bridges with colleagues who witnessed the exchange. And most importantly, they preserved their mental energy for actually solving the problem instead of performing their emotions for an audience. Now here's where it gets darker and way more practical. Emotionless people understand something called information asymmetry in human interactions. When you're emotional, you're broadcasting everything. Your insecurities, your triggers, your weaknesses, your desires. You become an open book that anyone can read and manipulate. That ex who knows exactly what to say to make you come back, they read your emotional broadcasts. That friend who always knows how to guilt trip you, they've studied your emotional patterns. That person at work who seems to push your buttons effortlessly, they've mapped your triggers like a military strategist maps enemy territory. And I mean really watching, not just letting it play in the background. Then something in you recognizes this truth because you've been on the losing end of this game too many times. You've felt what it's like to be emotionally played while someone else stayed calm and collected. And here's what separates the people who actually change from those who just consume content and stay stuck. The ones who transform are the ones who engage, who commit, who decide right now that they're done being emotionally predictable. So if this is hitting different, drop a comment with the word control, because I want to see how many of us are actually ready to stop being victims of our own feelings. This isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about creating space. Navy SEALs are trained in a technique called box breathing. 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, 4 seconds hold. And they use it in life or death situations because the military knows that emotional reactions get people killed. You might not be in combat, but your life is absolutely being shaped by how quickly you react to emotional triggers. The second weapon is what I call outcome anchoring. Emotionless people don't process situations through how they feel. They process situations through what they want to achieve. When someone disrespects them, they don't think, "How dare they? I need to defend myself." They think, "What outcome do I actually want here? And does reacting emotionally get me closer to that outcome?" Usually the answer is no. Reacting emotionally almost never gets you what you actually want. It just satisfies a temporary urge and creates long-term problems. The third weapon is selective investment, and this one is crucial. Emotionless people are ruthlessly selective about what deserves their emotional energy. They understand that they have a limited amount of mental and emotional bandwidth each day, and they refuse to spend it on people who don't matter, opinions that don't count, and situations situations they can't control. Most people are emotionally bankrupt by noon because they've already spent their energy being angry at traffic, anxious about emails, frustrated by social media, and irritated by minor inconveniences. By the time something actually important happens, they have nothing left in the tank. But here's the part that nobody talks about. The real reason emotionless people win isn't just tactical, it's about identity. They've fundamentally shifted how they see themselves. Most people have an identity that says, I am my emotions. My feelings define me. When I feel angry, I am angry. When I feel sad, I am sad. Emotionless people have separated their identity from their emotions. They think, I am the one experiencing anger, but I am not anger itself. I am the one feeling sadness, but sadness is just a visitor, not my home address. This separation is everything. It's the difference between being trapped inside a storm and watching the storm from a mountaintop. Both people see the same storm, but only one of them is being destroyed by it. And look, I know some of you are thinking this sounds cold. This sounds like becoming a robot, like losing your humanity. But here's the truth you need to hear. The most powerful emotional experiences of your life, the deepest connections, the purest joy, the most meaningful moments, they all require emotional regulation to access. People who are slaves to their emotions don't experience feelings more deeply, they experience them more chaotically. They're so busy being overwhelmed by the noise that they miss the music. True emotional freedom isn't about feeling nothing, it's about feeling everything without being controlled by any of it. So here's where you stand right now. At a fork in the road you might not even realize you're standing at. Tomorrow morning you're going to wake up and life is going to test you. Someone will say something that normally gets under your skin. Something will happen that normally sends you spiraling. Some situation will arise that normally makes you lose your composure, and you'll have a choice. React like you always have, pay the emotional tax, give away your power, and confirm to yourself that you can't change. Or pause, breathe, choose your response, and prove to yourself that a new version of you is being born. The person you're meant to become is on the other side of emotional mastery, and every single day you stay reactive is another day they stay trapped inside you, waiting. The question isn't whether you're capable of this transformation. The question is whether you're finally tired enough of losing to start.